Okay, so here is my review on intermittent fasting. If you don't know what it is, there's a link in the description to a video where I found out about it by the Hodge Twins, and I'll even link to a success story of somebody who used it over the course of 6 months. I did it for about 2 weeks because I just wanted to try it out and see if it worked. You know, there's a bunch of things that happened along the way that I had to look up and find in blogs and to evaluate if the things that were affecting me in that way were normal. And I feel like you don't get those right off the bat with all these blogs that tell you all the benefits of it. And I think ultimately intermittent fasting is a really great tool for losing weight. And over the course of 2 weeks, I did notice some weight loss. I just wanted to explain some of the things that you're getting into. So ultimately, I didn't like it for where I am right now in my journey to get into better shape. But I did notice that I leaned out a fair amount. So I've been probably working out for close to 2 months religiously now, and of course, results take time. But over the course of like the first 6-7 weeks of it, I was putting on muscle, but I wasn't really like kind of leaning out in my belly area specifically. I was eating at a caloric deficit. I'm 6 feet tall, 191 to 92 pounds. And I was lifting 3 times a week, and doing pretty intense cardio twice a week, and I was eating 2,000 calories a day, and it was all clean, fruits, veggies, and complex carbohydrates, and it was all really good things. And I wasn't noticing any weight loss. So of course, you can't really follow your weight number specifically because you might put on some muscle on top of everything else. So I knew that going in, but my stomach wasn't really leaning out at all, and it was really frustrating. And then I found out about this intermittent fasting thing, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And the way it worked out for me is I did it for 2 weeks. The first week I did an 8-hour window, and the second week I started trying to do a 6-hour window. Now, the first 3 days were rough as hell because you're getting used to the whole, pushing all your food into one short window. So, waiting until, for me I did from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. and waiting until 10 a.m. was kind of rough. Go after 6 p.m. it's not that bad because you go to bed, you don't think about it, you wake up in the morning, then you have to get ready for work, so you're not really thinking about it. It was really between 9 and 10 p.m. that's kind of rough, and even then it's not that big a deal. But what was rough is, I felt like garbage. Like, people were expecting me to be on my game at work to do, like, intelligent things and hold conversations and express ideas and contribute and actually perform very well. And, I was garbage. The first day specifically, I wasn't even in my right mind until 1 p.m., and that was 3 hours after I had been eating. And what's interesting is they say that during the fasting periods, your cortisol levels in your body spike, and that's supposed to make you more productive. And eventually I did start to feel that, where I was productive in the morning, but initially the first couple days were rough. I was feeling headaches, and they go away, and they weren't like intense headaches either. They were kind of just like if you felt pressure on your head. And I was just, really, I was garbage in the morning. I was worthless. And on top of that, another thing you see in these blogs is they say you're going to lose weight, like the fat melts off instantly. And I didn't notice anything for 3 or 4 days. And the 4th day, so you go and you're trying to shave all this weight off, and you're like, why the hell am I not? Why is my stomach not smaller? And it's part of it's my own idiocy. You got to remember, fat burns equally all over your body, so you're like, oh, my belly's not smaller necessarily, but it probably is just minutely. You don't really notice it. But the first thing I noticed when I went to go work out on my, I think, 4th day, I noticed my arms were a lot tighter than they had been. So I'm like, okay, maybe this intermittent fasting thing is working. It's shaving off some fat and it's just doing, I'm noticing it out in my arms. And by the end of the week, I had noticed that my tummy was, it was leaner. Not like drastically, but enough to notice, especially for somebody who hadn't been able to have that result at all in the course of 6 weeks prior to intense workout and eating right. So it was definitely enough to keep you inspired. And I hesitated to kind of go on my whole selling spree of, oh my god, you gotta try intermittent fasting, because I wanted to give it another week. But for those of you who decided that you want to end up trying it, for me what I did is I didn't look at myself in the morning. I did look at myself in the morning, but I didn't look at that as a gauge to see how well I was doing. Because, of course your stomach's going to be small in the morning. You haven't put anything in it in like the past 12 hours. So I don't really think it's a fair gauge, So what I would do is I would wait for an hour or two after the last time I ate for the day. And I would see how that compared to the previous week or so, the previous days that I've been looking at my stomach. And, to be honest, over the course of, 10 days, by the end of the first week, I'd say 5-6 days, I had noticed my tummy had been leaner, after, 2 hours after my last meal, and that's a really good sign. And then going into the second week, I was still doing the 8-hour window, but I noticed that my results weren't as drastic as they were the first week, so I decided to cut my window down to 6 hours, And really, it's not that difficult. I mean, to be honest, the toughest thing to adjust to is not eating for 16 to 18 hours. It's trying to cram 2,000 calories into an 8-hour window. You feel stuffed and bloated, and you get used to that, of course. But so it's really not that difficult to put all your food into that small window. So I cut my window down to 6 hours, and again I noticed my tummy was leaning out a bit more, but I hadn't lost any weight. So the first week I lost 3 pounds. I gained 2 pounds over the weekend, and then I stayed that weight for the entire second week. But my tummy was still getting leaner, which is good. I'd say it's a good argument in defense of saying that intermittent fasting doesn't eat at your muscles. I mean, if I'm getting leaner and I'm staying the same weight, then that's probably a good sign. And to go back to what I said earlier about being garbage in the morning, eventually once you get a grip on it over 3 days, the morning became very productive because now I'm on top of my game. I do have those cortisol levels, but also like trying to keep my mind away from food made me more productive. I'm like, okay, I'm starving. I want to eat something right now, but I'll look this up and I'll put this task together, and that way I'll be really busy with that, and I'll do really good work, and I won't even think about that. And then that's how that's where the productivity came in for me. I'm not sure if it's because of the effect of the cortisol or if it was because I just didn't want to think about food. So there's that. Ultimately, I don't like intermittent fasting for myself where I am right now. And I say that because something doesn't add up to me. So. And I tried to find answers to this, and I couldn't find answers beyond, well, it works for us. But if you look up how much your protein intake, everything you see online is going to say you really can't eat more than 30 grams of protein in one sitting. They say one meal. Anything more than 30 grams of protein in your body at one time, and you're going to just excrete it out. And that's kind of like the science behind those high protein diets, those Atkins diet, like the Atkins diet, is that you're going to lose weight by just throwing your body full of protein because your body is just going to shit everything out. And it's not just shitting pure protein out, it's taking stuff with it, which I guess is fine, but in the long run of keeping doing that, you're going to suffer from renal and kidney failure. And they say if you're going to eat high protein diets, make sure you're getting your fiber to kind of make the process less painful, to say. But I just noticed that it was difficult to get all my protein in during the course of an 8-hour window. If you do the math, all right, it's impossible to get more than 100 grams of protein in an 8-hour window, if the science is true. The science is true that you can't have more than 30 grams of protein at one sitting, and that any more, and that you can only digest protein at a rate of 10 grams per hour. So if you do that math, it's only going to add to 100 grams of protein in 8 hours. And another thing you see is that they say if you're working out kind of intensely, that you're supposed to be getting between 0.7 and 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body, per pound of weight that you are. So I'm 190 pounds. Which means I should get about 140 grams of protein a day. If I can only get 100 grams of protein a day, doesn't that mean that it's going to take longer for my muscles to repair? And when I noticed, it could be a number of things. It might not be that that's the case at all. But when I went to go look it up, no one really answers that. The people that did answer it just said, well, it's working for us, so I don't know what to tell you. And that's not really a hard science you can go off of. So it's kind of a tricky situation. But for me, and it could be a number of things, but the past 2 weeks were kind of rough on my muscles. Like, it was taking longer for me to feel not sore again. And not that that's an issue, but because a little bit of soreness is just normal. But my shoulder joints, I screwed them up, man. Like, they just weren't repairing fast enough, and I just kept doing the same exercises, and eventually they were really hurting. So I had to kind of just chill out for a couple of days, and the fact that those aren't repairing, it might be because I beat the shit out of my muscles, my shoulder muscles. Maybe I just did too many things. So we did add a couple things to our routine. So I'll have to see that out. But for right now, I'm gonna kind of nix this intermittent fasting thing, or at least expand my window to something that can mathematically make sense to get all your protein in the course of the day. I think that's what I'll end up doing. Now, of course, the leaning results will be minimal. Compared to a smaller window, but over the course of 2 weeks, I wasn't in terrible shape to begin with. Over the course of 2 weeks, my belly leaned out enough to where I think from here at least it'll be a decent road forward. And I'm not saying I'm never going to do intermittent fasting again. I'll try it again in the future when I get to a point where I'd like to kind of cut down a little more fat. But it's got to be a point where I'm not beating the hell out of my muscles. Or maybe I'll do it where, you know, I also won't add anything. I'll see if I can get to a point where I'm, you know, comfortable with the exercises I'm doing, and I'm not going to add anything to that. And I'll try intermittent fasting again and see if it really was that intermittent fasting isn't, you know, giving enough protein to my muscles, or if maybe I just beat the hell out of my muscles this week. So we'll see. But from right now, I don't like it. I did lose weight. I did lean out a little bit. My muscles did get tighter, but it's right now. It's really more important for me to make sure my muscles are getting the nutrients they need. And so that is my thought on it. But like I said, you don't really see a lot of people talking about the immediate effects of feeling like garbage in the morning and having those headaches for the first couple of days. So I just wanted anyone who was curious about that to, you know, this is my experience with it. So there's that. All right, good luck, everybody.